this strong growth that we're seeing, how sustainable is this? And when do you think a reality check will kick in?
Yeah, from our view, it seems like it isn't really all that sustainable. It's almost like it's an environment in which every sector of the economy is going to have a chance to struggle and then a chance to shine. Last year, it was manufacturing and housing, but now we're beginning to see housing come back a little bit, especially with new home sales and with home builder activity. It's the service sector activity that seems like maybe that's going to start to struggle a little bit as people do exhaust those COVID savings, student loan repayments begin, and then also a lot of the growth that we have seen with consumer spending has been highly correlated with an increase in consumer indebtedness with credit card debt. And that bill does come due eventually. It's not necessarily something that happens abruptly. It is almost something that happens very gradually. We would expect that we could see a fairly challenging fourth quarter. So while the third quarter here is off to a pretty good start, we wouldn't declare victory yet for a soft landing.
And so with that in mind, then, when we look at some of the projections for the S&P 500, obviously this month that we're looking at now, but I mean, we have some people projecting, a massive crash at the end of the year. How do you see the rest of the year playing out for the S&P?
Yeah, the way that we're thinking about it is that in our quarterly outlook that we put out last month, right, so at the end of June, it was about being in the eye of the storm. So you had kind of the worst part of the storm maybe back in October of 2022. We had a very good start to this year with the equity market, caught a lot of people off guard because the broad narrative was that it was the first half that was going to be challenging and the second half was going to look a lot better. Well, now it kind of looks like maybe that script has been flipped a little bit, and it's the second half that is likely to be more challenging. And so we're thinking that we're probably going to have somewhat flat markets from start to finish. It doesn't mean flat in between, right? It's kind of like a roller coaster. It goes up and down, and you come back, you end where you began. And that is what the rest of this year could look like if we're thinking about the third and the fourth quarter. So we're really focused on looking for that intersection of quality and value with our equity exposures.